My parents didn't really talk about 9/11.
I would say the first time I learned about 9/11 was probably around towards the end of elementary school, beginning of middle school.
Maybe early elementary school, sometime around there.
Every year on 9/11, everyone's like asking, where were you? And I just say I was in my mom's belly.
The museum has a dual mission. It wants to accurately tell the history of what happened on September 11th and also honor and memorialize the victims of the attack.
The events that took place on September 11th, have not yet made it into all of the history books, and I think that's where we come in.
Everything we do is driven by objects, whether that be a huge artifact like Ladder 3 or a tiny object such as a red bandana. We're putting actual faces, places, times to those events to really give students a context.
My name is Sal Puglisi. I'm a New York City school teacher. Kids are just used to being in classrooms and hearing teachers and taking notes, but when they actually come in and see that artifact that you talked about and the story behind it, it just, I guess, solidifies the magnitude of this event.
Our museum is as much about 9/12 as it is about 9/11, and the reality is the world that these young people are inheriting and they're living in is 9/12. It's what comes after.
You talk about it in the classroom, but then you actually get to watch their faces, and they get it. They learn something and they understand something a little better.
They want to hear specific names and specific stories. They want to go into the memorial exhibition and see people's faces, and I think that's something that we offer that is very difficult to find.
There's a lot more people affected than just those people who died, and learning about their stories and their families and their selflessness was a great experience.
You always see the videos and the pictures and it's like, okay, that's a big building, but when you're under it and you see the square and you're like, wow.
I feel very emotional when I actually see it rather than just looking at a photo.
We're in the time where this is becoming history, and stewards of this history are people who were not alive for it. So giving them that chance to connect with it and understand its importance is a really big responsibility.